It's mail time once again. Hey friends, Woohoo here once again with another WorldCoin acquisition, or at least I believe it's WorldCoins. I reached out to a person on Reddit who was sending out WorldCoin samplings, and he decided to saw my work on the Coin Dictionary and my personal channel here, and decided to send me a little bit. So thank you to our anonymous benefactor for this package. As you can see, I haven't opened it yet, but I figured let's get into this and see what I was sent. Whoa. Checking the inside of the envelope to make sure I didn't miss anything. I did not. Wow, this is quite an impressive selection here. As you can see, there's some stuff in some plastic and some loose stuff. So I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to deal with the plastic and then, well, actually, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean this up in some form or fashion, and then I'll be right back. Well, holy cow, look at all this. There are a lot of sets in plastic and a lot of loose coins, as I mentioned, but I'll go over these just kind of a bird's eye general view, and then we can get into the nitty-gritty with some of these specifics. So what I've noticed is that all of these coins are generally low denomination stuff from various countries all over the world, a lot of which probably cannot be spent anymore due to either being replaced by the euro or supplanted by other currencies that are still in use. There's very little here that can still actually be used as money today. Let's take this, for example. This is a couple of coins. We see 10 and 50, Republic of Korea. This is South Korea. But this is the 10 and 50 won. This is the previous currency of South Korea that was in circulation for a very short time in the late 50s and early 60s. And these continued to circulate when the new South Korean won took over, which is in circulation today. These circulated at a face value of 1 and 5 won for several years, at least until existing coin stock of 1 and 5 won coins could actually be produced. So that's kind of neat. I got 3 of those. Let's see. There's several sets of low denomination coins from El Salvador, 1, 5, and 10 centavos. Let's see, we have Taiwanese dollars here. This is $1. I guess this is, what is that there? That is 50 cents, and that is 10 cents, if my character reading is correct there. Yeah, and I hasten to add, none of this is silver. Let's see, we got Fiji over here. We've got Thailand. What is this one? I didn't actually take a quick look at that. 50 centesimo. Oh, Uruguay. So 50, 20, and 1 centesimo. So some cool low denomination stuff that I didn't have previously. Here's Portuguese colony of Africa. What is that one up there? That is Mozambique. 20 centavos and 10 centavos. Yeah, so I'm going to figure out a way to get a closer look at all of these in just a second. But then there were some more sets up here. Some of them included stamps from different countries. See here, this is Pakistan and Czechoslovakia up there. We'll take a closer look at all of these a little bit more individually in just a moment. And then there's a whole bunch of loose stuff, which also still follows the low denomination pattern, but from many other countries that were not encased in plastic. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wipe the desk clean. We'll take a look at one set of coins per country, and then that'll basically be the video for today. I'll be right back when I've got a little bit more of a handle on all of this. All right, I've sorted it all by country and by stuff in the plastic and stuff not in the plastic, and let's just take a closer look at some of this stuff. Now, I already showed you these sets a little while ago. This was Korea and El Salvador and Taiwan, Uruguay, Mozambique, and I briefly glanced over this Thai set, Thailand, low denomination coins. So we'll get those out of the way since we already took a look at those. I took out any duplicates of countries in the plastic. And let's just go little by little and see what we got here. So this first one, British Honduras, 1 cent, 1972, and 5 cents, 1971. British Honduras is now Belize. And in fact, the circulating coins from Belize nowadays have these similar specifications to these, except maybe with some different compositions nowadays, mostly aluminum. If you remember my big penny jug video, or series of videos, I found a whole bunch of coins from Belize, aluminum in composition, that followed these same patterns. So that's the first country in the plastic. What do we have here? Bailiwick of Jersey, 1066 to 1966, 1/4 of a shilling. Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah, they are fond of releasing these commemoratives. 1066 was the Battle of Hastings, so the 900th anniversary thereof. This is 1/12 of a shilling. So basically penny and threepence, if you're familiar with British pre-decimal currency. So that's pretty neat there. Look at the condition. The condition on all of these, by the way, is a lot better than you'd find in your average world coin bin. I can tell you that much. So this is great. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, I think this is similar to the first one that you saw off the top of the big plastic one. Here, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see here. The big plastic sets here with the stamp and the flag here. This is Pakistan. 1, 2, and 5 cents, or pays, I guess. Rather interesting compositions here. I really like these designs here. The Tukhra pattern there with the crescent moon and the star. And this 5 cent coin, or 5 paisa coin, with the ship on it, diamond shaped. That's a really neat design. Not worth very much, I hasten to add, but you don't see these very often in this kind of condition, which is rather unique. I'm going to set that over there as I pull out the next set right here. Ah, look at this. Vietnam. I've seen that one before, 1964. That's 1 dong, I believe. Yes. What is this big one here? 50 shu? 1963. So this must be, if the dong is the dollar, then the shu must be the cents. So 50 cents roughly, 1963. And there were a few other loose Vietnamese coins as well off to the side here. You saw the 50 shu. We have another one here in actually better condition than the one in the plastic. Whoops, as it flies out of my hand there. But we also have 10 su. Interesting, that one's rendered with an S rather than an X. So you see I have a couple of those there. That's from 1953. Yep, both from 1953. And then 20 su. So maybe it is pronounced su rather than shu. I'll have to ask my Vietnamese friend and see if he has any intel on that. But yeah, 1953, 10, 20, and 50 su from the 60s. All right, moving right along here. Fiji, as you can see right over there, 1969. There's a 2 cent. This must be a 1, if I had to guess. Yes, and there was another loose 2 cent coin right over here. It's rather neat. Fiji has such nice designs on their coinage. Even though the 1, 2, and I believe 5 cent coins are not in common circulation anymore, these low denomination stuff is quite interesting to look at. Let's see, break it up a little bit. I'm going to show you something over here that I don't think I have in my collection. This was loose. I've seen this design before, and I know it's from Ethiopia, which is not a country I find a lot of coins from, but I'm not sure when this was made, and I'm not sure what the denomination is because I do not read this Amharic script. But I do know that this is less ornamented than the one that I already have is, and that one was 25 centime, or 25 cents, if you will. So this has to be a lesser denomination, I think. But I'll do a little research and put a little annotation down there as once I figure out what this is. Look at the condition on that, though. The mint luster is still very much shining through, especially on these copper coins, which you don't anticipate a lot of the time. We might as well take a look at these that are right in front of me here. 1964, British East Africa, 5 and 10 cents from the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Well, that's interesting. Sentitano Sentikumi on the left-hand side of all these coins. You have African language denomination labeling on the left there. That's cool. So maybe this wasn't British East Africa, technically, since you would normally see a crown and the name of the British monarch on this side. This one doesn't have any such thing. So I wonder if this was during a period when they, maybe had forced the British out, and I don't know, I'll have to do a little bit of more research on that one, but that's pretty neat. Let's go back to the plastic for a minute here. Oh, I'm not great on my Arabic, but I think I know enough to know that this is 1, 2, and 5 milliams or fils or some kind of cent denomination, but I'm not sure where these are from. I'm going to guess Egypt, because I feel like I've seen this kind of border and design before with Egyptian coins. That's the right way up on that one. But I couldn't tell you exactly what it is. Again, I'll put a little annotation down in the corner once I figure out what it is. There we go. Next one in the plastic here. Oh, I've seen these before. Morocco. We have the 5 franc. We have a 1 franc. And we have a 10 franc. Morocco doesn't use francs anymore, as far as I know, but this has always been a very interesting design with the pentagram. Look at that. That's a great design. I imagine that must have stressed the dies out a lot, but like there are coins with artful designs, and there are coins with very artistic designs like these. This is very nice. Some of my favorites. Let me see here. We'll take another one of these big plastic ones here. I'll zoom out once again so you can see Czechoslovakia. 1, I'm guessing 2, and 5 haleru. We have a stamp and some information. You can pause and read along with that if you'd like. I guess some of them were supposed to have all this information in these little pockets here, but not all of them have that. You see, here's one with Suriname that has the coins and the description, but no stamp in the middle. But I've seen a 1 cent coin from Suriname before. I've never seen this square one before, and then there's too much paper on the other side. I wonder if I can take it out and see. Oh, these are also in plastic. Here, take that out of the plastic so we can get a better look at these. That square coin is a 5 cent coin, and as I thought, the one below is a 1 cent. That's really neat. Let's see here. This one, we have Costa Rica, 5, 10, and 25 centimos, and a 2 centimos stamp. Pretty neat. We have Norway, as you can see right there. No stamp, but we have 1, 2, and 5 öre. 1, 2, and 5 cents, essentially. I had a loose 5 öre just kind of sitting out there. That's the other side, if you wanted to have a look at that. Rather neat. And we got a couple more here. This one does not have any descriptor or stamp, but it has the coins here. We have 1, I guess this looks like 10, could be 5 and 10 centimes. Of the new franc from 1960 onward. Let me get this out of here and see if we can say more definitively what these are here. Yep, 1, 5, and 10 centimes, the three lowest denominations there. And I also have some loose French coins right here from before the redenomination, 5 francs, 1947. All the way across the board. These look very, very nice indeed. It's the other side. Nice aluminum coins. Last one in the big plastic here is Mexico. 5, 10, and 20 centavos. No stamp there in the middle, but that's a very nice set we have there. Let's take a look at some of these loose ones before we go back to the plastic. There's a singular one right here. This is 2 cents from New Zealand, 1969. Punch in a little bit more so we can get a better look at that. I don't think they have circulating 2-cent coins anymore. I believe the lowest denomination in circulation in New Zealand is actually 10 cents nowadays. So this is I hesitate to use the word rare because that implies valuable, but an uncommon sight, shall we say, nowadays, which is really neat. Let's see. These two have also been staring me in the face here, and I do have these coins elsewhere. During the British ownership of Hong Kong. This one's 50 cents, 1967, with a neat little security edge. And a 10-cent coin from 1965. Got some nice mint luster to it. I do have these, I have had these coins before with the security edges, but not looking as nice as these. Let's see, back to the plastic for a quick second here. Look at this. 1/2 penny, 1 penny from Queen Elizabeth, the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. I see some Arabic text on here. Where could these be from? Federation of Nigeria, 1959. Look at that. That is neat. Nigeria obviously still exists, but they use a different currency nowadays than the colonial Nigerian pound. So to have these coins, number one, and to have them in as great of condition as they are in, that is pretty remarkable stuff. République d'Haïti, Haiti, 1970. What do we have here? 10, 5, and 20. There's no denomination on here, so are these cents, centimes? I don't even know what the subunit is in Haiti. That's what it looks like outside the plastic if you wanted to have a look. I had a loose one in that. Oh, that one's got a fingerprint on it, but that's okay. That's pretty cool nonetheless. And, ooh. There's some interesting script there. Oh, I've seen this figure before. Is this Myanmar? I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell right away, but I think these are Myanmar, Burma, if you're of a certain era. I believe the subunit is a pya, but the denomination I'll have to take a look at. That's pretty neat. That's an area of the world I don't have a whole lot of coins from, which is always interesting. We saw Taiwan a moment ago. There's another dollar, $1. That's a very nicely uncirculated, or fairly uncirculated design. What do we have here? Oh, I've seen these before. Iran, 1, 2, and 5 reals. I always think these coins are silver, and then I look at the dates, and they're not. But when you ping them in your hand, they definitely have the sound of silver. Now, the ones that I typically find are about as worn as this. But as you can see, the detail on the crown, there's a lot of great detail on the crown that you don't normally get when I pick these out of World Coin Bins. So that's really neat to see. Let's see, these have been kind of staring us in the face here. 5 and 10 with some Hebrew writing on them. I'm going to venture a guess and say these are from Israel. 5 and 10 Agarot, maybe? Some very interesting designs there. I like that. This is pretty common. 1 and 2 Pfennig coins from Germany, or I guess West Germany at the time, since they're all from 1969. But you don't see them that nice all the time. Back to the plastic for a minute. 1 cent, 2 cents, and 5 cents. I think these are all Sri Lanka. Reasonably sure these are all Sri Lanka. I feel like I've seen that script enough before to know that's where these are from. That's very cool. Next in line, 1, 2, and 5 öre from Sweden. what is that? 63, 62, and 64. These have always fascinated me by how they got the INQ's lettering there and numbering on all these denominations. That's a really cool design. Even though you can't spend these anymore, they're still very, very cool coins. Let's see, what do we got here? That's a ½ cent from Sierra Leone, 1964. Unity, Freedom, Justice, Sir Milton Margai. Is this the 1 cent? Yes, the 1 cent, 1964. Pretty cool. And coming up on the second to last of the plastic, 5 centavos, un centavo. What is that one there? 10 centavos from Guatemala, 1969 or late 60s. Each of these. Yeah, I had a loose 1 centavo down here of 1964, just sitting there on my desk. This one looks bigger though. Yeah, the one I have is a little bigger, so they must have shrunk it down at one point. But the design is still Fray Bartolomé de las Casas. And the last one in the plastic here, 5, 10, and 20 cents from Uganda. There were actually quite a few of these. There were like 4 of these sets in there, 1966. But the condition of these, the remaining mint luster for being from 1966 is quite nice. That's really cool. And let me bring you out a little bit here and show you some of this loose stuff one more time. Some of the loose coins that we haven't gotten to yet. This is all Austrian stuff right here. We have 3 shillings. This 1964 in the center there has some very nice luster to it. 50 groschen coins here, so like 50 cents. And then 10 groschen aluminum coins. And these look like zinc 5 groschen coins from the 60s. So very nice Austrian collection there. Sweep those away. We'll bring these coins from Macau into view, 1967. This is a series that I do not believe I have. We have 5 and 10 avos. So 5 and 10 cents, basically. Still in pretty good shape for 1967, despite all the gunk on the back. Let's see, what haven't I shown you yet? This is a 1 peseta coin from Spain. You're normally used to seeing these so heavily circulated. 1966, General Franco on the front there. But look at this. Una peseta. You can make out the real year of mintage in these stars over there. I wonder if we can see. I can't tell with my viewfinder, but I'll take a loop to that and I'll let you know what that is. Home stretch, Belgium, some coins that I've seen before and some that I have not. 1 franc, 50 centimes, and a 25 centimes, which I've never seen before. That's pretty neat. And some very small Turkish coppers. 1, 5, and 10 kuruç. With the crescent and star on the other side. Very neat. Last few countries here. These are very nice brass stotinki from, I believe, Bulgaria. 1, 2, and 5, as you can see here. Yep, Bulgaria is what that says down there. Bulgaria just switched over to the euro this year, but I wonder if you could have still spent these up until then. You probably might be able to still exchange these for euros, in theory. The size difference on these is quite profound. Look at this. Netherlands Antilles, or Netherlands Indies, rather, ½ cent, 1945. Look at that. Very intricate designs on either side there. And then these rather large coins, both 2½ cents from the Dutch Indies, 1945. Very, very neat. We have some more aluminum here. I've seen these before. Cambodia, 50, 20, another 20, another 20, and 2 10s. So 10, 20, and 50 sen from the Kingdom of Cambodia. I love these coins. They are so intricate on the side without the denomination. And that's just a very nice artistic rendering of that bird on the 10 sen. So very, very, very nice. And then finally, oh no, not finally, because we still have a couple more over here that I neglected. Half Pesewa, 1967. Freedom and Justice. This Ghana. We have a couple of 1 Pesewa coins. We had a ½ cent, we had a 1 cent, and a 2½ Pesewa here. 1967. This is a rather interesting design. Not every day that you see a scalloped coin like that. Rather neat. There's Ghana. And let's see. 5 francs. Banque Nationale du Rwanda, 1964. I definitely do not have any coins from Rwanda. There's a 10 franc also from Rwanda. That is really cool. 5 and 10 francs from Rwanda. I've never had a coin from there before this. And to wrap things up, a nice stack from Luxembourg you might have seen there. 25 centimes, aluminum. There's the other side. Oops. Litzeburg. A 1 franc. Also 1970. Grand Duke of Luxembourg Jean at the time. And then 5 francs. Grand Duchess of Luxembourg, 1962. Very, very cool. So, I hope you enjoyed a rather long look. This is much longer than any video that I've ever shot before, but I thought it would be rather interesting to go through all of these coins that maybe you haven't had a chance to see very much. I know I haven't. There are plenty of coins here that I've never seen before, and now I'm very glad to have in my collection. I want to thank once again our anonymous benefactor for providing this massive packet of coins. It brought me a lot of joy going through all of this, and I hope it brought you some joy watching it from home. In due time, you'll probably notice a lot of these pop up on the Coin Dictionary where I will go into further detail one-on-one with these coins. So I encourage you to hop on over there to take a look. And in the meantime, I will see you next time when I've got another coin acquisition to show you. I'll see you then.